we can all agree that we are ready for spring after this crazy winter we've
Oh,
had.
yeah, absolutely. And to get us in the mood for Easter and the new season, we have Chef Laura Wilson of La Dolce Vita here to share some springtime treats with us. Thanks for being here this morning, Laura. And let's talk about what we've got here this morning. We've been talking about pudding pops all morning long with the Cosby, but we've got some delicious treats here.
Right. We have Easter cookies, and these are pretty. I mean, everybody look.
Look at that.
It's snowing.
It's snowing.
Don't talk
Don't
about
tell
the
the viewers.
Everybody loves decorated cookies, and they're tricky to make, but I have some tips to make it a little easier.
Okay.
Okay. So, first of all, when I brought something, I thought maybe if we get time, you could pipe them. So you cut your cookies out, and then you take, try to lift them off with the cutter. And just pop them onto your sheet.
Okay.
Instead of scooping them under with a spatula.
Okay.
All right. Because generally they kind of stick in there, and then you make sure you have parchment paper on your cookie sheet.
Okay. Now these look kind of thin too.
They're
so when you
thin.
roll them out, roll them thinner.
Yeah, because they're going to puff up. So we do about 1/4 of an inch.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, we don't get it, but we eye it. Yeah, you want them
Right.
thin, because it's very sugary.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
And then you put them in the refrigerator for 10 minutes before you cook them.
Okay.
Now this is really important, and this is what separates the good, part of what separates the good cookies from the bad.
Okay.
And that when you do that, your cold butter, it hits a hot oven and it pops a little spurts, and it causes like little air holes, and that's
air
what
pockets.
makes it flaky.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and that is a good tip. And that's what we do with pie dough as well.
Okay, because I know that at Christmas time, I always bake sugar cookies with my mom, and we don't do the fridge trick, and I know that they do get flaky.
Yeah.
And I thought that was just part of the recipe, but I'll have to give that a try.
They might get flakier.
Oh, right, right.
And good butter is important. You want unsalted.
Okay.
All right? And then you add the salt yourself. And then my recipe for icing is super simple.
Okay.
It's like 1 pound of confectioner's sugar, 2 egg whites, and then I use lemon juice.
Okay.
Now, and that makes it good enough for piping the dam or the edge.
Okay.
And kids can help with this.
Pardon me?
The kids can
Yeah,
help with
kids
this
can help.
easily, yeah.
Well, they may not look like this, but it's but
they
so
taste the
fun.
same.
It's so fun.
Right.
Yeah, yeah. And
Okay.
then you add water after you've piped everything. And some people pipe everything in white. Like, for example, this is piped in blue.
Looks good.
Okay.
But this one is piped in white, but the icing is blue. So see, it's just your preference.
Now you do the piping first.
Do the piping first. It
Okay.
makes a dam, and
Gotcha.
that's the thicker. And then, when you have your icing and you have a big white icing, and then you get little bowls and you take that out, and to that you add the color, and you
Okay.
just want, because these colors are super intense, you just want to maybe a toothpick, flick it in, mix it, and see if that's enough.
Okay.
Where can people get your tips? Do you have it available anywhere?
Any of these tips?
Yeah.
Do you have a website or anything?
Yeah, I
available?
do.
Okay.
LaDolceVitaCulinary.com.
Oh,
Okay.
great. There we go.
That's my website.
That's a good tip.
That's a long one, yeah. But you can Google it.
Okay.
Okay. Well, and then you add a little bit of water to your icing.
Okay.
And to do that, instead of just take some water and flick it in with your hand, and
Okay.
then mix it, and then see, because you want a wetter icing to flow. That's called your flow.
Okay.
This stuff inside.
Now, one thing that I know that we do with some of our cookies at home after we've icing them is then we'll put them in the fridge after that to help set the icing. Is that something you recommend doing, or?
I've never done that.
Okay. That was something that I know that
Yep.
my mom's recipe for icing is usually a wetter icing too, but
Okay.
it's a little bit, you have to set it in the fridge.
Okay.
It really is required for
Well,
that.
I've never done that.
Okay, I didn't know if that was something that you've ever heard of or not.
But the egg white is what's going to make it hard. And a lot of people
Okay.
use meringue powder.
Oh,
And
okay.
I don't like the way it tastes, but some people are afraid of egg whites. But
Oh,
I'm
okay.
not. I'm not afraid of it.
So once again, that website. 'Cause that's a lot to take in.
Yeah, yeah,
that
no,
really
Well,
is.
LaDolceVita.com was taken, so it's LaDolceVitaCulinary.com.
Okay. And we'll probably put a link to this on Wayne.com too, I'm guessing.
Okay.
Now, is it okay if we try a quick
Yes.
bite?
Oh, he had to
I was
ask.
going to
Oh,
say,
yes, eat whatever.
maybe the,
Will
I
you
was
eat
going to
the
go for
ear
the
Go ahead,
first?
go
the
ahead.
I was going
carrot?
to go for the, do you want one? No, you're going to
eat
pass?
later. Yeah, I'll eat later.
That's delicious.
Thank you.
Absolutely delicious. Thanks so much for stopping by, Laura.
You're welcome.
Really appreciate it. And again, we'll have all this information on Wayne.com.